you're selling physical products, returns, exchanges, and even cancellations are inevitable. How you handle them is going to be a major part of your customer service strategy. And yes, I think customer service is so important that it is a part of my brand identity. I want my brand to be known for providing excellent customer service. And this brand identity is what shapes how I handle returns, exchanges, and cancellations. What about you? Do you think customer service is a part of your brand identity? Leave a comment or let's talk about it on Threads. In this video, we're going to talk about how you can set your policies for returns, exchanges, and cancellations in your Etsy shop. Should you accept returns, exchanges, or cancellation? The answer to this question is completely dependent on the type of items you sell and your customer service strategy. For example, you might sell an item that immediately goes into production as soon as the order comes into your Etsy shop. If someone cancels, you lose money because you've already started making their item. In this case, your policy might be that you do not accept cancellations for obvious reasons. This item might also be personalized with a person's name on it. In this case, you can't resell it if somebody returns it, so you may not want to accept returns or exchanges. Here's another scenario. You may not want to accept returns or exchanges because you don't have the manpower to process them. On the other hand, you may sell items that are easy to resell if returned. In this case, it might be easy for you to accept returns and exchanges to help your customers if they happen to order the wrong size. Keep in mind that you may deal with bad reviews if you decide not to accept returns or exchanges. You have to weigh your options here. You can always set your policies on returns and exchanges on a listing by listing basis. Also know that even if you say you don't offer returns and exchanges and you have it clearly listed on your Etsy listings, your buyers are going to ask for them anyway. Be prepared for how you're going to handle these requests. In my Etsy shop, I allow returns and exchanges within 30 days of delivery on any item that's not customized. The customer does have to pay for the return shipping of the item, and that's if the item was in damage or there wasn't an error on my end. And that does happen. My team and I aren't perfect, so there are times when we send the wrong item or there's a defect in the clothing that we didn't catch. In these cases, I allow the customer to keep the defective item and I ship them a replacement as soon as possible at my expense. I also do accept cancellations if the item isn't custom, or if we haven't cut the vinyl on a custom order, I'll accept a cancellation then too. Because I believe a good return or exchange policy is a part of good customer service, I want to be as flexible as I can with allowing returns. There are even times when I do lose money on a sale because I want to make a customer happy. But I also have to be really careful because I know that there are people out there that want to take advantage of you. Don't by any means feel pressure to do this. I know there's some business owners out there, especially those running print-on-demand businesses, that choose not to accept cancellations, returns, or exchanges just because they don't want that hassle in their business model. And guys, if you can hear the rain and the thunder, I'm sorry about that, but we're going to keep moving. The bottom line is you'll need to decide what you want your policies to be based on what's best for your business. At this point, we know what we want our policies to be, so let's go into our Etsy shop and set up those policies so they're clear to our potential buyers when they view our listings. Let's pop over to my laptop. So we're going to start with returns and exchanges, and this is where you create your return and exchange policy. So to do this, all you have to do is go in and click on the Create a Policy button. So let's go ahead and make a policy right now. Etsy makes it really easy for you to set up your returns and exchange policy. You have these toggles, so you can toggle returns on and off and exchanges on and off. And then you can set your timeline. So you can choose anywhere between 7 days of delivery to 90 days of delivery. So this is just where you're saying, I'm going to accept returns and exchanges up to 90 days of delivery. And then it spells out what you've set up here in the conditions of return. So let's go and change this. So let's say if I don't want to accept returns, but only exchanges, I toggle off returns, and now you can see the conditions no longer have returns included. So you can set this up any way you want it, and then just hit save and apply. Now I have a digital shop, so I'm just going to hit cancel and discard my changes because with digital products, there are no returns or exchanges. If you decide to offer refunds, then you need to know how to process them in your shop manager. Let's walk through processing a return. Processing returns in your Etsy shop is pretty simple. I'm going to walk you through it using one of my digital shops. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to your orders and shipping section, and you're either going to look into your new orders or your completed orders. And for right now, since I don't have any new orders, I'm going to do a refund on a completed order. All you do is you scroll down to the order that you'd like to refund. You're going to click on the three dots and then select the option that says refund. You'll be taken to the issue a refund page, and you can choose the reason for your refund. And you have a number of options here. And I'm just going to choose buyer and shop owner agree to cancel transaction, since this is really a fake one. But you have a lot of options that will suit your needs for giving a refund. You can add a message to your buyer. This would be optional. And since this is kind of a refund for no reason, I'm just going to put thanks for being a great customer. Okay, then you can scroll down and you've got some other options here. If you want to issue the customer a full refund, you can click this box, and this will give them a refund on the price of the item. Plus, it will include gift wrapping, shipping, and even tax. So just by clicking on this issue a full refund button, you can include all of these options. I'm going to uncheck this button and show you how you can give partial refunds. If you need to give a partial refund, all you have to do is add the amount you want to refund in this amount to refund column. So the person paid $1.35 for this SVG, and let's say I wanted to give them $1 back. I would just enter $1 in this box, and then the item subtotal shows that they paid $1.35, but I'm going to refund them $1, and then we see the total refunded here. And we can see the credits that you're going to get being the seller because you're processing a refund. So you'll get your payment processing fee back. You'll get a credit for that. And I paid a payment processing fee of 3 cents, so I'm getting that back. And then a transaction fee credit of 7 cents. And then Etsy gives you notes. This credit will be applied to this refund and your payment account currency. And then you see a note on the transaction fee. This credit will be reflected in your payment account. And then all you would have to do is click on Review Refund. And then here you can see confirm your refund to Shelly for order, and it gives her order number. And then reason we're issuing the refund, buyer and shop owner agreed to cancel transaction, a message to the buyer, thanks for being a great customer, refund total $1.35, and then it also lists our fees, and then we would just go ahead and hit submit. Now Shelly would get a refund to her method of payment that she used to place this order, and then you can see here it just gives you order details. You can always see in your history in here that you gave the customer a refund, and you see the total amount that you refunded. So if this was partial, it would say $1, but since I did a full refund, it says $1.35. And it shows that it is fully refunded. And that's how you do a refund in your shop. There are multiple ways you can handle exchanges in your shop. You can give the customer a refund and then have them repurchase a new item. Or you can just send out the new item when you get the return item back. This method requires no additional exchange of money, but keep in mind with this option, you are paying for the shipping of the new item. I've used both methods, but I prefer to use the first option where I process the refund and they order the replacement item. This way the customer pays for the shipping of the new item. But again, I do use both methods because each situation can be different. In either method, you need to process a refund just like I showed you. If you decide to accept cancellations, here's how you cancel an order inside of the Shop Manager. Let's walk through how to cancel an order. And on this one, we're going to have to use one of my shops where I do send out physical items. So I have a lot of information blurred here, but I can show you the process. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the order that we want to cancel. Again, we're in our orders and shipping section, and this will be in your live orders, not your completed orders. And you find the order that you want to cancel. You're going to click on the three dots, and then you're going to click on the button that says cancel. On the resulting page, you're going to choose the reason for your cancellation, and you have a number of options. And it can be the shop owner declines the sale, or the buyer and the shop owner agreed to cancel the transactions, or any of these other reasons. You select the reason that you want to choose. And then you can select whether the buyer is going to be returning any items to you. And in this scenario, I will just say no. And then we scroll down and we can go down and you can see that the buyer will get a refund. So if you do a cancellation, a refund will be a part of that process, and it would show you the refund that the buyer will get. And then if you hover over this, how will I be charged for this refund? Then you'll get a breakdown. You can see the amount the buyer will get back. You can see a payment processing fee credit that you're going to get back, that Etsy is going to give you, and the refund of your tax. And then you can see the amount that's charged to the payment account, $32.17. And then you can also give the buyer an optional message here, and you can put anything you like here just to give the person a message and let them know why we're doing the cancellation. And then all you have to do is click on cancel order. And I'm not going to do that here because this is one of my live orders and I do not want to cancel it. But that is how you process a cancellation from your Etsy shop manager. Let's talk about a few things that you should consider when you're deciding on your returns and your exchange policy. If you're going to accept returns, you'll need to provide an address to your customers. I do not recommend using your home address. I use my UPS mailbox address, which is the same address that shows on my shipping labels. Processing returns and exchanges take time, especially if your shop is doing a lot of business. So if you're a one-woman or one-man show, you'll really need to plan out the time for processing your returns and exchanges. If you accept returns and decide you don't want to resell the items, consider donating returns to your local shelters. Figuring out your policies ahead of time puts you in a good place when your sales start to increase. Watch this video right here and let's chat about how to start making more sales.